use of the facilities that Gerry had, and he'd bend over backwards to help anybody get their cars up and running, help with tuning and setup and all types of things. He was just an all-round great guy, and very sadly missed. Unfortunately, we have no more Gerry around. Unfortunately, passed away back in about 2019, I believe it was. But this is a way of the Formula V Association of Western Australia paying homage to one of the founders of Formula V racing here in Western Australia, of course, the Gerry Prosser Memorial Trophy, and that is next, and already the cars are out on the track, and Mason Legg leads them out over Paul Multoney in car number 6. Then we've got Kathy Lisson, and Kathy, this is a great run to be up there on the second row, starting alongside her husband Rod Lisson in car number 71. Then we have Kenny Wyatt in 55, Vinnie Panawannu in car number 69, Callum Lamont in car number 19. The first of the 1200s is car 42 for Danny Chero. Then we got Ben Wilkins. Isaac Scary is the second of the 1200s, and Cameron Gow is the third of the 1200s. And we have Jonathan Scary, Anthony Yo, Matthews, Mark Quinn driving the AJ for the first time this weekend, and then we have Samantha Casely in car number 7, Madeline Gow, Mackenzie Gow in car number 18. Hopefully they've been able to fix that gearbox problem on board that car. Then we have John Fowler, Dave Campbell, and unfortunately for Franz Esterbauer, they had an incident in race number 1, and that car has been retired for the rest of today. So unfortunately they're not able to take a win.
For us as well, Vaughan, we're on board with Mason Legg, the pole sitter, for this third and final race. You can see the sun starting to set there in the west. So by the time we're over and done with our 1 hour dinner interval, the evening will be well and truly in full swing. The nighttime light will have taken full effect. The trackside lighting will be full blast, and headlights will be required by the 4 categories going to light up the prime time spectacle for us here for those of you on the west coast, and the late night spectacle for those of you tuning in via the live stream on Behind the Sport from the far-flung corners of the continent further afield in central and eastern Australia, as Formula V make their way on to the grid for their final hit out of round 1 of the season, West Australian Sporting Car Club campaign. Of course, we're back here in April for round 2. Good mix of 1600 and 1200cc competitors here, boys.
Yes, we certainly are, Zach, and got Miles Lockett back up here in the commentary position to help us out with this one. And as I said, mate, this is the way the Formula V family pay homage to Gerry Prosser.
Yeah, sure do, mate. Yeah, that's been a great day of racing. Unfortunately, a few incidents through the first couple of heats, but the final is on pretty much. When you look at the current points, whoever pretty much wins this between Paul and Mason is going to take the plate. In terms of the 1600s, in terms of the 1200s, Danny Chero's got a pretty big stranglehold on that at the moment. Yeah, Danny's looking pretty good for the 1200 Gerry Prosser plate, and here they go.
So red lights out and away we go, and it's a great start from Paul Multoney. I don't know what happened with Mason Legg there, but Rod Lisson looks like he's going to try and run around the outside of young Mason in car number 85. Can he get it done? There is a lot of grip out there on White, and he'll also keep the momentum up, but Mason able to hang on with that fairly fresh engine and gearbox on board, and now he goes after Paul Multoney, so he's not going to let car number 6 of Multoney get away. Rod Lisson looks like he's given his car a bit of a tune-up as well. Looks like it's going a bit better. Then we go back to Kathy Lisson and Kenny Wyatt.
Yeah, no, great stuff from the gang there. Vinnie Panawannu next, and Callum Lamont, he's now at the back of the 1600, so he'll pretty much be right on the tail of these front running cars. Massive start from Jason Fowler here to start rear of field because of the DNF in race 2. And unfortunately, we've also lost David Campbell out of this one. He's got engine issues, so he's sitting this one out. But as they come over the hill again, and we've got actually looking on board finish now from Mason Legg. He's all over the back of Paul Multoney going into turn 7. We've got Rod Lisson still in P3, and Kathy Lisson doing a great job in 4, followed by Kenny White. Then it's looks like Callum Lamont is next through, followed by Vinnie Panawannu. Jason Fowler has already got onto the tail of the 1600s already. Danny's absolutely cleaned them up in terms of the 1200s. We've got the battle of the scaries down in turn 1. We've got Isaac down the inside of Jojo, followed by Campbell Gow. Matty Matthews has got that gearbox issue sorted by the looks of it. And then we're followed by Ben Wilkins, Alan Yo, and then we've got behind them, just trying to see the car, it's Sammy Casely, followed by Mark Quinn, and rounding up the field is Mackenzie Gow.
Just watching the two scary boys as they go up through turn number 4, and there's some sort of a hand gesture as they come across the start-finish line, so I don't know who was doing what to who, but we'll have to wait and see what happens with that one.
It's a case of whoever's got the quicker car, follow me, and we'll try and see if we can try and bridge the gap to Danny. But
and maybe that's what they were doing.
The thing was, obviously, Danny got a great first lap, and he's sort of sitting on the back of the 1600s, which is going to give him a bit of a tow, and he'll most likely drive away with this one.
Moltoni's doing a good job at the moment.
I think we need to understand sign language right now, boys.
Yeah, well, they are brothers, mate. So, but you know, they've come from a good pedigree in their father, and I'm pretty sure that the boys are smart enough to work together. That's what they need to do. Don't fight, work together, and see whether they can come forward. And here they come now across the start-finish line, actually, and they're still working together in each other's slipstream and just taking turns at driving forward, trying to get on the back of Danny Chero, but looks like Danny's doing an outstanding job. I think the boys will be hard-pressed to make that gap up.
Yeah, they will, but looking at the 1600 battle, actually, Kathy Lisson has got ahead of Rod, and she's actually driving away from Rod at the moment. Now, I don't know whether Rod is trying to do a little backing up of Callum Lamont and Kenny White and Jason Fowler to try and get her away to get her a third position for the day, but Kathy is just driving superbly today. She's really at one with the car, and it's great to see her getting quicker and quicker with each meeting.
It is a great car, that one of Kathy's. I've been able to drive that, and that's a very, very quick car. John Fowler, actually, car number 10. Sorry, Jason, in car 7.
It is Jason.
He's having a crack at Kenny Wyatt in 55, but Fast Man, a 68.45, and that was Paul Moltoni last time through. They're just crossing over the stripe again now. Let's see what he can do this time. And looks like a 68.2. So very, very close lap times. Yeah, go Zach.
68.18 for legs, so he has gone 500ths of a second faster than Moltoni, boys. Reduced the deficit to 0.36 of a second, but that battle behind them is on in earnest as well. I mean, you've got Lisson, Fowler, and Lamont within half a second of one another. Fowler from the rear of the grid up to P5 already, and not ruling out a potential podium finish here.
Yeah, he's actually taken Rod Lisson into P4, Zach down into turn 1, so he's now ranging up on the back of Kathy Lisson. I'm sure he'll probably make the move as they come out of turn number 6, where we see our leaders currently at the moment on screen. We've got Moltoni still with leg right behind him. He's now getting the benefit of the tow coming up over the hill. And good actually conditions out here for these cars right at the moment, guys. So not too hot, not too cold. And so they're probably all making good power, and that's why we're seeing these really good lap times coming through.
Because the only thing at the moment they have to worry about is that big orange fireball over in the west there. As they crest the top of the hill, that you're temporarily blinded while your eyes adjust to that big orange light. But Kathy Lisson doing a great job. Fowler's actually got in front of her now and takes third position from Kathy Lisson. Then Callum Lamont and Rod Lisson in 6th. Ken Wyatt and Padawanu are the top 8. And Danny Chero just going across the line now. He is still maintaining the same lead, and there's a lot of oil coming out of the back of one of the scary cars. And that's going to be a big oil down. Hopefully he can hang on to this and run it wide and get right off the racetrack. He's noticed that there is an issue, and he's pulled to the infield. So well done. But we've also got a car behind, a red car, that has pulled up to a stop over there.
That's Matty. That's Matty Matthews.
Oh, another one. There's oil down.
Yeah, there's oil down into turn number 1. So
car 40's just gone in backwards, and there goes another one.
Mackenzie Gow, she's also gone around. We've got
there's your old car, actually. Mark Quinn is sitting in your old car, and we've got about 3 or 4 cars that have lost it down there.
Yeah, we do. Safety cars being called scrambled straight away, so he's going to pick up these 2 leaders.
Well, with 2 minutes and 53 seconds remaining and an oil down, I reckon that's probably going to be game over.
It will be.
So for the Gerry Prosser Memorial Trophy for 2025, your winner in 1600 will go to Paul Moltoni, and in the 1200s, it's a good welcome return to Danny Chero in car number 42.
Yes, indeed. Yeah, we've got the safety cars picked up the leader, but we've still got Matty Matthews and Sammy Casely just recovering after their little spins, and Maddie actually did a pretty good job. She could actually see the oil down from Isaac's car and pulled sort of hard right into turn 1 to avoid it. But unfortunately, there was obviously still a bit too much on the track and looped it around. But looks like Mark Quinn, he's all right. He's just sitting there in the kitty litter, just waiting to be extracted. And it's just one of those things, unfortunately, with Formula V's and any Formula. If there's an oil down, it's very, very difficult to see, and you only usually see it at the very last minute. And by that stage, it's too late, and see you later, you're going round.
You're a passenger. And the worst thing
right.
about it too, guys, isn't it? I mean, that's 3 races now that have been compromised for very different circumstances, and that provides an anticlimactic sort of conclusion to the day here. But Moltoni prevails over Leg. The other problem we've obviously got, Vaughan, is just how long that cleanup might be with regards to the extension of the daytime session here and getting those last 2 categories in before sundown and that dinner break.
Yeah, we certainly saw the oil smoke coming out of the back of Isaac Scarry's car, probably just as he crossed the start-finish line. So pretty much from start-finish line down to turn 1. And but as I say, very good on his behalf that he saw the oil down and shut the thing off.
Absolutely.
Tried to get it straight to the infield, right out of everybody's harm's way. So very much a shame that, because Isaac was having a great run.
He certainly has. And Miles, you brought it up about you don't see the oil until the last moment, and that's because you're so low to the ground. When you're in a normal road car, you're about 3 feet higher than what you are in a Formula V. So you're looking down on the road and you can see the sun bouncing off the shiny oil. But when you're just about at ground level, you don't see that sun shining or the reflection until the very last moment, and then it's just grab onto everything and try and ride it out.
Yeah, look, luckily in a way, obviously, we're seeing Quinny up there in turn 1. Luckily, he managed to avoid, obviously, Matty Matthews' cars. It was on the outside of turn 1 on the concrete hard stand.
There's checkered flag, sorry, mate.
Yep, that's right. Yeah, so no, wise call from race control. They weren't going to get this one cleaned up in a hurry. So,
No.
But as you said, great effort by Paul Moltoni. He's certainly been the class of the field all day, and certainly a terrific job by Danny Shero. His first time back in a race car since this race meeting, I think last year when he drove the 1600 Sabre that obviously France was driving today. So terrific effort by Danny to take out the 1200 plate.
I've just seen Franz actually walk across the pedestrian access over the top of the main straight here, and a very unfortunate race meeting for Franz, because he would have been one of the favourites to have taken that out for sure.
Yep.
He's a very accomplished race car driver. It doesn't matter whether he's in a 1600 or a 1200. They seem to alternate around between Danny or maybe one of the Fowler cars, or Franz will jump into that and change category from a 1200 to a 1600 or a 1600 back to a 1200. So yeah. Oh, well, that's the way the Gerry Prosser Memorial Plate is going to play out for 2025, Miles. Thanks very much for coming up and
Pleasure, mate, as always.
helping us out with some, inside trader news.
No dramas at all.
Yeah.
Good to catch up with you, Zach, as well. Well done.
Miles, thank you, mate. Cannot wait to see the Formula V boys and girls in action throughout the course of the rest of the season. It's no secret to those that know me well that before Hyundai Excel Racing came along, Formula V was my bread and butter, but I still view it as my favourite as far as the open world categories are concerned, mate. Nice to see them put on a show. It's a shame that it was hampered by yellow flags throughout the course of the day, but you get that sometimes.
Absolutely, mate.